Shout out to everybody here on the live. Bitcoin, man, going crazy, going up, going down. I definitely got stopped out. I smelled the long, though, liquidity to the upside. They sniffed all the leverage traders out and got them all out at 67,200, really. Bounced it back up. Let's take a look at what's happening here to BTC. But that's why you get long spot bags and you go heavy spot. Because you know in the long run, that puppy's going to the upside over time. They're going to continue to print that money. That's what I believe. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but anything I say and do should not be taken as financial advice. But I believe, and you know, this is when I do say what I believe, that they're going to continue to print money to zero. All right, let's put the lime into the water. Throwing you for a loop today. Let's put the lime into the water. I got too many limes. And my wife's like, you got to get through the limes, honey. And so she's right. And limes are just tough, huh? But you know what happens with lime juice? You'll get tougher hands. All right. Now, here's the next lime for tomorrow. I grew this lime myself. I picked it off the tree. I should have had it the day I picked it off. It's now 2 days off the tree. My own lime. It's actually not a tree. It's a little plant you buy at the store. But that's a lime that I actually grew. Not the one that I had, but the one that, yeah. Don't get confused. I don't want to sound, you know. A little gap in music there for my thirst quenching gulp. Shout out to everybody here. 67,800 for Bitcoin. It's all about the eights. Let's break down Bitcoin. Let's see if we can make some gains here for BTC. I'm going to open up my perpetual right off Zabat. You know what I mean? Because that's usually when you know I'm getting hungry. And you can see my idea here was this falling wedge. You know, but then it did, I have to be honest, it did start to make kind of descending triangle vibes. And I tried to ignore it. Like, no, but it's a little more vertical and there's still a chance. And then they dipped it, bounced it off the 200 MA, and then boom, back to the upside. Interesting times to be alive here. 67,800. That alone is worth a clap. Bitcoin at 67,800. And if you've been sticking with the lifer for as long as we've been live, then you've been longing the dips, you've been buying these red days, and you are in massive gains at this point. A lot of your altcoins have to be up a little bit. Maybe not back to where some of you bought them, but if you bought what we did back in the day, my goodness, man. Our bags are back to getting into big profit, and things we started accumulating in the last, 8 to 10 weeks are up big too as well. So shout out to everybody here. Congratulations, everybody, for jumping on in. Yeah, very nice. Do lines work as well as the lemons? Yes, I mean, I don't know. Seems like meme coins are the only thing moving up outside of Bitcoin. Craziness. Today feels like buy, spot, and dip. And bury your head. You're funny. 1 minute Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. Let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame. There's your cup. Little bit of a handle there. Agreed. And it seems to be bouncing off the 200 MA, which is our signal for greatness. You know, what if we end up buying the greatest call here today ever? And look, I don't usually trade patterns this way. I just trade basically liquidity. All right. I got to see the next big line of liquidity. Wow. I have to look so far back. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm just marking liquidity here, if you can see, which is like levels you want to be paying attention to. Wow. 67,009. And I'm late here on the bounce off of the 200. Unknown signal, 21 coming for price action. And so we could go all the way. I could go to 69. Stop loss at, what, 67,489, 67. I just need to be below the 200 MA. It'd be nice to be below the secondary level, but I'll say 691. And we're going to take a shot here. 154 for 12. No. 220 for 12. I'm already up on the day. I don't want to go backwards. If I lose 150, I'll still be in green. A little far away for the 21, but the curve is happening. I'm going to long it. I'm going to see if it can come back to me, though. I'm going to try to play the move. Come back to the 21-day moving average. I want to play this gap. Come back down to the 21, let the 21 meet, but don't lose the 200. And this is the game I play all the time. If you know me well. Nightmares in my lonely cell, And honestly, this thing could erupt too, though. It's always better to play the non-emotional move and not to chase. Not chasing is not easy. All right, right now I'm displaying discipline. This candle could erupt any second, though. Oh, there it goes. 68,000. Now you got me chasing away, but I missed it. I had to be disciplined about it. Dang. I was gonna have to just wrap on in, and it just didn't feel right. I feel like I was gonna buy the top, and then it was gonna come back to the 21. But man, this is my signal. I just missed it right off the top. I'd already be in the gains right now had I executed at 67,860. Dang you, Sammy. It hurts when you miss. Trust me. And then you chase. I didn't chase. No, I didn't chase. See, you just said you just lied. Who's this guy? Pete Pelosi. He's like, and then you chased. I didn't chase. I'm not in the trade. Can you please take that back and say, oh, my bad? Yeah, I just can't stand when people say I did things I didn't. It's one of my biggest pet peeves of my whole life, especially as I get more known. It's like, but I didn't do that. Like, that's not what happened. Like, that's a false statement. Anyway, who cares? But it was a false statement. I have to make it clear. Like, it is what it is. All right. Damn, so mooning. Yeah, you thought I did it first. Yeah, straighten up. All right. You got a burger. Shout out to everybody here. And then you put the lemon in the water. Oh, like, yeah. God bless you all. Yeah. My man, GTAI. Yeah. Hold on. I think my camera's out of focus. Wow, that thing is mooning, dude. It's absolutely mooning to the upside. Dang it. But, you know, come back to the 21. You always do, baby. You always do. But 68,000, we're back at it again at 68K. And I mean, this says we're going to 70,000 today. And we want it, and we want it now. You know, it just is only a matter of time. So let's look at our bigger time frame. Let's break down Bitcoin. But like I saw look at the 2 hour, looks like you want a moon. And moon you will. I mean, the 2 hour looks like you're ready to go on a magic carpet ride. You see this? And it could go, you know, the whole length of this pole really for the next run. Wow, 68,160 for Bitcoin. I just missed my scalp entry on the 1 minute as it lifted past the 200 MA. Can I get another flag here to touch the 21, or is it going to rip past me and leave me to the wayside? Wow, that 1 hour time frame looks absolutely gorgeous for Pumpology to the upside here. And that actually kind of makes me, you know, want to run on in. Let's take a look here. What happened to the perp? What happened to my perp, right? So strange. I don't think I clicked off a perp. Oh, it's got to be right there then, right? Yeah. All right. So again, though, still, you're getting too far for the 21. I've backtested these sample size moves on the smaller time frame. And the VRVP is acting up right now. There you go. I was like, come on, baby. So, you know, now you want to see, though, is, okay, you know, you make your twisted sister. Like, you could flag out either way. That takes you to 69,000, right? You can start seeing measured moves are starting to call bigger, you know, bigger targets here. We're looking for the idea, you know, we're looking for 69,343 out of this flag to the upside. Can you SR flip? Previous support becomes resistance. 21 crossing the 200 MA. Things starting to kind of shape up pretty nicely here to the upside. So first thing I'll do is go to the Coin M Perpetual. And I'm going to take a look at that 2 hour time frame. Even the 1 hour looks like it's going to moon. Looks like it defied the bearish divergence and is deciding it's going to take off. This is buying the breakout, something I usually would never do. But we're very bullish above moving averages. Price action coiling up above the 200 on the 1 minute time frame. Like I'm breaking down the things that I like to see. Scared money make no money, right? So could we get to 75K? I mean, I believe we can. In the long term, 74. Remember that giant trade I gave you on the daily? You're in the money huge if you took that. I went over it numerous times. I think I even put it out to Twitter. Stop loss would be somewhere like 65.9. I'd say 7. Yeah, it's 790 on the, you know, I'd like to be a little lower than 65.80, but. And these trades are always bigger for me. 0.019, right? We know 0.01 is 680 bucks, right? So if it's 2, it's going to be about $1,200. Like 0.022, 1,200, and it's a 3-to-1. It's I don't even get 3-to-1 on that for some reason. I don't know why. I got a 3-to-1 here. Let's see, 7, 4, 6, 9, yeah, 65, 790. I got 3-to-1, but here I don't get 3-to-1. There we no, because 5 times 3, 150. I always find that weird. It's like the Bitcoin pair that throws that off. Like why? You know. I think price action's that much different though. You look at it like this. Do we come down and bounce to the lower time frame? But to the lower trend line. The 2-hour looks pretty good to me. I mean, Bookmap says we go to 70K, and it's like, man, okay, we went down, we grabbed the liquidity, now we want to go back up and make it happen. All right. $49. See, the risk reward ratio. I guess I'd have to go to a higher target or bring that stop somewhere up into there. 66, 150. Huh. Now, if we come to the bottom trend line, we'll be at about 67.3. We lose that, then we start to dump. So I could probably take the trade down somewhere here because it looks like we would then come to my stop if we lose the trend line, you know. Before I jump in, let me do my top-down analysis from beginning to end, and that'll give me the most clarity that I can have. I'm OCD with that. It's just kind of part of my routine, and so it's what I do. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I listen to so much manifestation, you know, the law of assumption. You assume you're where you want to be. You know, when I moved to this new house here in Florida, I looked at the pictures and I saw it had this like waterfall, what they call a waterfall island in the kitchen, right? And I could see a place where you could bump your head. And so you know what I did is I pictured myself bending down to get one of the kids' toys and coming up and bumping my head. And I pictured feeling my head actually getting bumped. And it hurt. And I rubbed the spot and I was like, oh man. And I thought about it. And so I bumped my head in that house because I was like, I'm going to move in. Like I'm going to end up living in that home. And so I was like, well, you got to manifest behaviors. And then I manifest opening doors and smelling. I manifest, you know, what it was like to wake up and look out the window. I just began to manifest all of that in my mind, right? 1 minute looks like it wants to do big things. And then I had 2 perpetuals open though. Why am I getting so lost? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. The 1 minute looks interesting here. Hold on. I'm doing too many things at once. 69,146. Put a stop. Dang, man. I'm getting sloppy today. 67,718. On this one. Wait, what just happened here? No. Did it just like... No, hold on. Did I just like... I think I just messed up. No. I'm just confused right now. All right, there we go. There's 2 trades open for a second. I was like, hey, what's happening? All right. Can 68 hold? Then I'm going to go back to my coin M. Sorry about that. I got you guys. I just had to be like, wait, you know. Playing with my mind. So this is now the bigger trade that I'm looking at. Okay. And we go to 69,000. Like, I want to kick off on this bigger move. We have all this liquidity to the upside. It looks very likely like I could take advantage. So, and if not, I could bail out, right? There is a little bearish dip, but I felt like we defied it here with this kickback to the upside off the lower trend line. FOMO in. Long the top. 68K risky battleground price. You're not really longing the top when the 2 hour looks really nice. Yeah. It's funny. I listen to the peanut gallery of people that are like, okay, like look at the 2 hour. That thing looks like it could moon on you. The thing is, you're going to have to get overly bullish at times when it looks like it may not happen. That's all I'm saying. All right. And you're going to look back and like it may pump and you'll be like, damn, I was too afraid because everybody told me it was going to go to the downside because you listened to everybody else, including yourself. All right. You want to just listen to someone that's, I've been doing this for 15 years, way longer than probably everybody here in the chat. You know what I mean? So you'll be all right. Why Dion really took off, up 40% today. Amen. Amen. Yeah. We shall see. Shout out to Liberty and Trust. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Yeah. So there you have it. Today's just a big day, man. You know, just manifestations abound. 68,000. Are you kidding me for Bitcoin? Everybody should be ecstatically happy right now. It's just an amazing day to be alive. Let's take a look at our top-down analysis while we let those trades cook. Okay? Can't sit and stare at a trade. Doesn't really do much. Either you win or you lose. All right? You set your parameters. You know, you do your due diligence. You believe in what you do, and you either win or you lose. So still a bull flag, in my humble opinion, that is now broken out of that top trend line for sure. And, you know, possibly on its way to never going back below, you know, 64, 65,000. And that target takes you, that's even 114,000 by the end of January. So we can see a massive move here for Bitcoin. And as weird as it is, you can almost see a bit of a double bottom here, right? That's going to break to the upside right there, right off about 54,006. So the weekly looking beautiful. I like what I'm seeing. You can actually even start to put the weekly in that symmetrical triangle here that's beginning to break to the upside. The 3-day chart also looking like a nice big break. Look at the shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside. The bigger time frame looking interesting. Other bearish tones, there could be for sure. You know, anything could happen, right? So be careful. Bitcoin taking a little move down to 67,760 right now. Okay. Long as it holds the 200 MA on the 1 minute. If it doesn't, then the scalp is a wrap. You know, that's all. It's just a scalp. It's not a big deal. Don't take it, you know. Okay, so Bitcoin. And again, if you were in my trading group last night, we entered a trade. I got out of the trade this morning in gains, pretty massive gains, 80%. And it was a beautiful trade. Shout out to anyone that took the trade with me. Then this morning, they tried to stop us out, and then we pumped back to the upside. Pretty crazy. Then they got me stopped out. All right. Opinion about Sui. I think Sui has to come back down. The charts convey Sui has to come back down. You know, on the 3-day chart to the 21-day moving average and to the 618 Fibonacci levels. That's what I've back tested for years. Happens to 90% of assets. Will that happen to every asset? No. But that's what, if you know, what I teach you is what you guys don't, what everyone thinks of what I teach is like, oh, it's what he thinks. But if you did it as long as me, you would realize I'm just showing you what likely happens most of the time. Yeah. That's it. I've seen it. I've lived through it. I've watched it. So the 21 is away from the 200 MA. That's okay. We could still pull it on the daily, and that's 3 white soldiers there. 3 green candles in a row. And let's just make sure we close a green candle today. You know, and as long as the daily closed above this previous candle, above 67,000, we're really good to go. All right. Perfect voice for crypto with TA dues. Yeah. Can you check out work, brother? Big cup and handle for me. If you send in a super chat, we'll do a TA and deep dive on your coin, everybody. We can't just take random requests because the show we wouldn't be able to move the show well enough. So there's a bearish div here on the 4-hour time frame. We're a little away from the 21-day moving average. We would have to go parabolically out of this to the upside. All right. We have to go parabolically all the way here to about 72,850 to maintain a bigger, you know, I mean, that would be the move. Otherwise, we could come back down to the 21. Maybe we retest this top trend line. Here's the deal. If you retest this top and you break in, you're falling back down to 60,000. So the bearishness is this flag falls, You bounce, you kind of fake it out. Maybe you do a double top M here. And you could M this, break it into the pattern, bearish retest, and then you're down. You will lose the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame. It'd be very simple to know if we are bearish. If you're just a long-term holder that loves to watch my show, and you're not a day swing trader or all that, and you don't do all the craziness, then just, watch this. If you see us break this key level, accumulation times will again, you're going to be back to open up the pocketbook. If not, it's starting to kind of cruise on out to the bigger bullish move. So this is the 4-hour time frame. And this is kind of what we want to pay attention to throughout the day. Bitcoin taking a beat down now, 67,780. Losing the 200 MA fastly, right? And that's it. That's all. I take that shot. If it doesn't happen, it's go. I go 3-1. It is holding the simple moving average. And the volatility this morning has been absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It's better off just to almost let the smaller time frames do their thing, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they bounce this thing right back up in a second, though. This is what it's been very volatile. That's a bit of a cup and handle there. It cruises back above the 200 MA. I'm telling you, it's like such a vicious signal that it'll just continue to cruise back on. Only time will tell, but that has some cup and handle vibes there for you LEV traders that are hungry. It didn't lose what I call the smooth moving average, the SMMA here. All right, this other white line that I got cooking. If it loses that, then we're going for more, likely more downside. Anyway, we'll get back into brass tacks here. So the daily looks good. We want to see a good daily close. Getting a little overbought, but I've seen huge moves come from there. The 4-hour in the rising wedge with the bearish divvy on the stochastics and, telling us, hey, you're overbought. You're going to dump to the downside. The 2-hour precariously attempting to show signs of a big pump, saying I don't really care, and so is the 4-hour, and this is what I've been watching is this flag here now on the 1-hour, the 2-hour time frame, and there's a chance that this ascending triangle, they're 50-50, so it could go either way. It's a 50% shot either way, really, if you go by the book. But that small measured move, just a small measured move in the 2-hour gives you $70,800, right? And so you'd kick yourself if you see this thing eject all the way up there. And you're not spot hot, and you know what I mean? Whatever, but you do whatever makes you happy. So I could see it both ways. I could definitely see the 4-hour pulling us back. And so what do? Well, I watch the smaller time frames. They tell you what's going to happen. The 15-minute will lose the 200 MA if you're really bearish. The 7-minute will lose the 200 MA if you're bearish. If you don't lose the 7-minute 200 and you decide to go bearish, I have to say you're a clown. And you're going to look at me like, dang. And I shouldn't say that. You're not a clown. It just means you don't understand trading that well, because until you lose this 200, I wouldn't offer up bearish thoughts. You know what I mean? Again, someone could be in a short right now, and then I could be the clown. So I'm probably the clown. No one's a clown. I shouldn't say that. But I want you to understand the importance of the 200 MA. It's very, very important. That's what I mean when I say, don't get overly bearish before you lose 200 MAs in smaller time frames. Because if you don't lose this yellow line on the 7-minute, this thing is going to moon. I'm telling you right now, this thing is going to moon. Could you look at Klaus and Brett, please? Thank you. Yes, I love Brett. I've been in Brett since very, very early, around a $200 million market cap, right? So Brett is my meme. I have like 5 to 10 memes in my portfolio. I'm not anti-meme. I'm just anti-running through all the coins and sitting on pump.fun all day and flashing 500, 100, and praying to God that you hit one of the bigger ones. I think that, you do your research, you do your best. Eventually, you buy a couple memes. You try to get them before most people. You take a shot. You go from there, I mean, this thing hit $1 billion market cap, and we were getting in way earlier than that. So we're up nicely on Brett. And Brett's coming back eventually. Brett's going to likely do a turbo. Look at the turbo chart. I would see Brett doing very similar to what turbo did over time. It's the rounded bottom. It started making higher lows. Expected to break further to the upside and push all the way to 27 cents. All right. I can't see bearish dip of the 4-hour. Where, please? Can you please check out GFI for sure? Yeah. Can you look at Doges? And I apologize for saying the word clown. I should never do that. It's always positive. Nobody's a clown. Everyone's awesome here. I greatly apologize for that. Yeah. It's not right. You know what I mean? And I correct myself for being human and not doing the right thing all the time. Hi, bye. Just added on weeks. This could be big. That's interesting. Yeah. We trade the chart, baby, no matter the price. Yeah, my turbo bag up over 4x, man. Smash the like, man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 1,932 people. 338 likes. $25 in chat revenue. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Brett looking like... So if you're into memes, I see Brett probably going to 10 billion. I think Brett could 10x from here. And be one of the bigger moves. It's the base. It's the base meme, really, you know. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I am personally in this coin. I've been in it for a long time. I started getting down in here. So, and I've held it up and held it down, and I'm waiting for the bigger run before I sell any of these coins. All right. Smashing is always Sam. Why are the alts lagging right now? Because people aren't sure what Bitcoin's going to do. And when people aren't sure what Bitcoin's going to do, they get cold feet. And when you get cold feet, you kind of sit tight. All right. So I admit I've been overly bullish today. And they keep kind of like moving the price up and down. So I'd sit on the 7-minute time frame. I'd watch the 1 hour. I wouldn't get too nitty gritty in the smaller time frames. They've been playing around on the smaller time frames have been a little too treacherous. Whenever I get stopped out, like maybe once or twice on a smaller time frame, I'll either stop trading for that day or for a few hours, or I'll move to a bigger time frame if I'm still overly bullish. Because a lot of times your thesis is correct. They're just playing games on liquidity. You know, but you never know. It all depends. All right. And thank God I couldn't remember if I had made that bigger trade or not yet, but thank God I did not. It would have been down hundreds of dollars. Arkham had a nice move. Arkham's hot, man. I really like Arkham, and they're using Arkham for a lot. You know, and shout out to everyone. I mean, I'm moving my portfolio up nicely. My leverage trading portfolio, like, you know, so we win some, we lose some, we win some more. All right. So this still looks, you know, like a possible win to me here on the 1 hour time frame. I may not go too heavy. Let me see. I really thought I had that trade open right now. Thank the heavens I didn't, right? I thought I did that huge big boy trade on the Bitcoin pair. Man, the baby in my house too, man. New baby in the house. She's July, August, September, October. She's almost 4 months old. Coming up on 4 months, that little bun. I can't believe it. I remember when you're waiting for your wife to give birth. For all the men out there, oh my gosh. For me, one of the most... Just because your wife's body is going through all these changes, you can't help her. You know, all you can do is really be there for her, and you're just like, wow, what women go through, and what we don't, like, no one, I don't invade, you know, a baby doesn't invade my body and live inside of me. It's pretty crazy. We all were born inside of a woman, except for the cyborgs here. I know we have a few, and some indigo children born of the soul, you know, born of the ethereal space and time. Shout out to Lakochi. AI tokens about to run hard. I lost a few bucks and just stuck in spot. Caught my emotions before they messed me up. Hey man, the key is not to go too hard and lose it all. Right? Let's take a look at the bigger winners today. If there's something hot right now in the last hour, we'll know about it. You can see I don't see anything going too crazy here. SEI, Beam, you know, all coins are pretty flat for the moment. Let's see on the day, anything high up on the day. Hex really the biggest winner. Litecoin getting that bump with the ETF, Litecoin ETF. Suggestions of a Litecoin ETF. Somebody filed for a Litecoin ETF, has people getting a little excited. I think that's something you might want to, like, you know, pay attention to. So this bearish div may really begin to kick in, and we may get the dumpage here. They're really going to hold this trend line, and the idea is if the 7-minute loses that 200, I'll have to give in to the bears, and I'll have to say, okay, bears, you win for the day, and maybe I short with them. You never know. I would not like to short with the bears. Wouldn't be my goal for the day, but I will do what I have to do to make the gains. Retest of the month. Somebody said Neon is pumping. Let's take a look at Neon here on CoinEx. Neon EVM. Wow, big pump to the upside. You said it pretty nicely. And again, tight moving averages, you gap up to the 200 MA. Funny, even if the news, but that's just something I've seen many times. And then it got above this resistance, and its next really area doesn't really have enough resistance till it here and about there, right? And you can see those are the, I didn't even look right, and then I look and I hit the high volume nodes. You know, either you hit support or resistance, the high volume nodes, fair value gaps. You're going to be going for similar areas in space and time. All right. They're all created by energy, and that energy comes from humans. So every single thing you do in trading, whether it's algorithmic, because even if it's made by a bot, who made the bot? And the bot eventually came from a human action in the chart that we eventually amalgamated into bot behavior, and then we programmed. Agreed? Right? Now the bot has then perfected it and gone over it many more times, and it can backtest through its own head, and I get it. But it's still come from amalgamated data from human behavior, right? Over time. Neon could still get busy here on the 1 hour time frame. See this high or low? Bit of a cup and handle. Getting racy, touching the 21. That target would take it to 67.8. Again, it is a ballsy call here to jump on in, but there's a chance it's the hottest thing since sliced bread right now on the day. And there's a chance with that news starts to spread, we may be some of the first people to see the news. All right. Ben hyped me up on Neon. Interesting. MANEKI. Let's take a look at MANEKI here. MANEKI getting busy. And I hold MANEKI. I'm a MANEKI guy. My back in MANEKI. You know what I mean? But I'm a MANEKI guy. You know why I like MANEKI is the Cheshire Cat of Japan, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be confusing Asian cultures, but I believe it is. Maybe, you know. Lifer, thanks for the update about Brett. Can you please check also Klaus? We will look at Klaus. Thank you for the double super chat, man. I can't believe you gave me another super chat for that. It's very nice of you. This guy's got fat bags and he doesn't care to share them. God bless you, HK. May God bless you so much, man. That's very nice of you to give. He gives $40 to my cause and to my live stream. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, it's funny. It's like, it's almost a mangled Adam and Eve. There's your Adam. There's your Eve. And can you come out of this to the upside? And then look, this is a big Adam and Eve. Look at this one. Look at the giant Adam and Eve on MANEKI. And it's telling us that this is our neckline. And once MANEKI gets ready, it's gone. And I know you don't see it the way I see it. And I know you think I'm out of my mind here. But that's it, Adam and Eve, whether you realize it or not. You can see it now. It's got a little bit of a shaky bottom. Pause. But it looks interesting, right? So that's MANEKI. I'm in MANEKI. I believe it can get to the all-time high and more. And I think memes are going to do something we never thought possible. So definitely believe that you should have exposure to memes. I don't think they should be the entire portfolio. But again, what I think does not matter. It's what you think and what you do with your portfolio and what you believe in. Someone said Sui was taken off uncontrollably. I didn't see that on the market, but, you know. Yeah, I see Sui coming back down. I told you Sui was going to pull back. It's too far away from the 3-day, 21-day moving average. Anytime an asset gets this far away, it will begin to pull back. That's a bearish engulfing candle on the 3-day chart, about to close in 1 day and 10 hours. See, everybody that comes to this channel, sometimes they make fun of me. Sometimes they hear the voice. Sometimes they think I'm full of myself. Sometimes they hear how much I go over charts and stuff. But they always eventually come back. You know why? Because at one point, everybody here will eventually learn something from me that they didn't realize they would. And you're going to be in a trade one time, big time, and you're going to see me show up a bigger chart that suggests where we're likely going to go. You're going to laugh at me. You're going to see that it goes there, and I'm going to change the way you think about me. So whether you love me or you hate me, I don't know. I think most people love me. But whether you're on the fence about me, I'm going to make sure you learn from me. And that's what I guarantee, you'll learn something from me every single time you come here. All right. So Sui, remember, I got in at 90. I sold at 166 and 170. Then I missed the pump. Fine, it went higher. I could have made way more. It's okay. It's okay. It's about getting in and selling higher than you got in, man, with a big chunk. And if I can do that, I'm a happy man, right? So definitely gave me a beautiful gain for the month of October. You know, my P&L for the month on spot and leverage together is doing great. So I'm happy with my day. 67,600 for Bitcoin. I got Bookmap open at all times waiting for you. Have no fear. I feel like I could even keep a mini Bookmap window open at all times for you, and you guys could just have Bookmap, you know, somewhere on the screen. Everybody, it's getting closer to the bull market where you gotta have to make split-second decisions and understand what's happening in the market. A coin might get overbought and it might be time to get out, but you won't have that knowledge to do that. You might hold it, and then there might be another coin that's in a perfect cup and handle about to explode, and you don't move the big gains you had into that. And instead, you watch the gains you had dwindle down and the other coin flip out, and you would have been able to learn that from our trading group and from what I teach in this course. Do not waste time. Time is just, you know what I mean? I don't want to pressure you. I guess, you know, you're on your own course like we all are. But I will tell you, when I started taking due diligence and going after my life, take this course. It's the last Saturday of every month. Hit the QR code or the link below. I teach it live. You will love it. I can't wait. We'll have a blast. Yeah, so I see Sui coming back down here, and we're bugging about Bitcoin dominance, and we talked about it. And we said, watch out for Bitcoin dominance. And there it is, exploding to the upside. I see it. Look, I got this arrow. Look what I'm showing you. I'm saying, wow, Bitcoin dominance looks like it's going to go huge and make a massive move here. So far, that has been the case here for Bitcoin dominance. I even drew this shoulder head right there. I drew this. When did I draw this? When did I tell you this was going to happen? On the macro technical analysis video that most people here refuse to watch. 9,000, 10,000, 12,000 views a day on the live stream. Up to 2,000 people watching on the live. But that's all that will watch that weekly analysis video. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it too. I know you're mesmerized by the TA. You forgot to hit that like button. It happened to me many times. I've watched a channel that I loved and just forgot to hit the like button. I know that's what's happening. Please hit the like button. I love you. And I appreciate you. Shout out to Crypto Blocky. It's okay. You're late. We'll dox you pay just one day. Okay? Yeah. And we'll make you do 10 push-ups now. No. That's fine. Beautiful move here for Bitcoin dominance, and it's continuing to the upside. Watch your altcoins. You know, certain ones are going to pump with it, and as Bitcoin pumps, but watch your altcoins. This is setting up for Bitcoin to really hold 67.2 and then begin to go after 69,000. Once Bitcoin hits 70,000, this is the Bitcoin dominance that's probably going to follow to 59.48%. Get ready for that because it's coming. I go over this every single week, everybody. I can't tell you how much and how important it is to watch my weekly technical analysis video. Too many people don't do it, and I just keep harping on it as much as I can, but that's all I can do. And you're like, yeah, I know you want us to views. No, but it's honestly, it's the information. One day I won't be here, and that weekly technical analysis video will not be around. And I'm telling you, take advantage of it while you have it now. Please. I watched technical analysis videos for years. I saw all the different people out here. I'm telling you right now, I know when I'm gone, this industry will miss me. You people will be like, dang, man, nobody did it like the lifer. All right. The alpha on the lifer streams is powerhouse. Nobody wants to talk about the 100 million a month Sui unlocks starting next month. Oh, I talk about it all the time. Yeah. I talk about it all the time. Actually, in my trading group, you would have heard about it. All right. Yeah. Trying to find my last post for Sui, but I'd say, hey, there's a lot of unlocks. So here I am. He says nobody's talking about it. Here I am on 1014 in my trading group. I could be wrong, but you have a lot of people in profit. Tokens have been unlocked, and the initial hype has died down. Also, 90% of the time when an asset is this far from the 21 MA on the 3-day, it'll revisit the 21 MA in time. I see 174 as a possible pullback in the 618 fib. So I was talking a lot about token unlocks. All right. That's exactly what I was talking about. So I don't play that game. All right. If you're in my trading group, you know what's happening and you're privy to the informationes. All right. And why am I always bullish or bearish? Because you never know. And you got to be able to play it both ways. I like this 1 hour flag. The 2 hour looks ready to rock. We're holding this trend line. They leave me no choice but to take a long. The long, the bottom of the trend line is the positional strength, but that's 67,700 now. Aligning with the prophecy to 74,000. Really? Wow. I mean, that's where this pattern says it can go. So 74,000 20 on this one now. 65,957. I like that a lot better. And I'm in there like swimwear on the bigger trade now. Okay. Then I'll bring it down a light bit, like 6. And now it's really 3 to 1 too. We're getting the 4 for 120. All right. If this thing rips, I'm in there like swimwear, man. And I'm going to make a massive, massive, nice chunk. And I'm trading BTC pairs here. Remember that. Trading BTC pairs. So what we'll do is I flip this and then I flip back, look, to my USD perpetual. Now we can make the same trade here. Well, we can do smaller version of it. I just go for this target. And these are the scalps. I find I need to be taking profits. I'm hungry for profits and I like to be actively taking them. So it's hard for me to keep big trades open. So because of that, push it a little bit more, but just for a 3 to 1, where do I have to go? All the way to like 72.5. Dang. It's a little too much. But I mean, that's a pretty good risk reward ratio. 67.7, you know, battling the zone here. And on the bigger trades, I don't want to stare at them for too long or even stress them out. Make 4 to 5 grand. Sometimes you'll be down 400, up 300. It's like you can't stress the wins. You can't. It's like, it's just a battle. So this one will be 66,102. All right. It's another thing about long-term trades. You don't know if you're going to win until way later on. Like it should take 2 or 3 days, maybe even 4 or 5. So you kind of have to just be really patient. In trading, to a new trader, 4 days is an eternity. I'm telling you right now. Many new traders, 4 days is like hell to them. They can't imagine waiting that long. So this has to be an inverted head and shoulder. I'd like to see the 1 minute get back above the 200 MA before I decide to enter a scalp here on the smaller time frame. What's the price we could expect at the end of the month? I don't know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Still on 100x long for 59.3. That's crazy. I would have taken my profits at 68,000 for sure on that. But hey, man, and then like began. But hey, dude, that's me. I'm not good at holding those things long term. So we want this to make an inverted head and shoulder here and break to the upside. There's your Sammy Cup and handy above the smooth moving average and the 21. Interesting times to be alive. Shouldn't front run the scalp. Hold on, did I? Yeah, I'm gonna cancel the order. I never like to front run the scalp below the 200. I reminded myself, Sammy, I like to front run the right shoulder though. I used to do that all the time before I learned my 200 MA trick. But I've just learned when you don't break that 200, be careful, you know. Bitcoin to 0, then rocket back to 123. Yeah, I'm 100x below risk from 61. Gonna try to ride 100K. That's awesome, man. It's a smart move. Sammy, I just loaded up on options expiring tomorrow for 70,000. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy move. That's a ballsy call. But look at your 2 hour. Your 2 hour looks so oversold. Yet it's making higher lows. Is the, you know, that's a divergence. You know, people won't teach you that, but when price action's crawling up and stochastics kind of keep crawling down, it's telling you that it's built up energy. It wants to pump. Let's see those 67,574. Just want to wait on that right time, baby. The right time. Right time could be right now, honestly. The right time is never if you live in fear. Isn't that interesting? If you live in fear, it's never the right time. You'll never make the trade. You always sit there and be like, I'm about to, I think it's, I'm about to, but I, and you'll be like, it's time, but it's not time. It's never time. Never, 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 never time. It's always the right time to take the trade, right? I like 67.6 here. I want the 1 minute to make this right shoulder and bang. It's attempting to hold the smooth moving average. Reset on the stochastics. I'm teaching you how to watch these small time frames. They're pretty fun. For me, at least. I don't know about you. Can you have a look at the C pool, please? I like C pool. Who are you? How do you know? And shout out to Jennifer Moffitt. She is now 50 amazing years old. Jennifer, I love you. I don't know if that's, I feel that's kind of rude, but I don't know. I don't want to be, you never ask a woman her age, but you did tell us it was your birthday yesterday, and I just wanted to wish you, like, you know, happy after birthday. Yeah. Let's take a look at the fan funding here. We got a lot of super chats. My man, GTA is in daily phase, $35 million market cap. And you know, I still own a boatload of this coin, GTAI. And you know what? I like that coin. So shout out to you, man. Thank you. We got to look at KLAUS, GTI, GFI. All right. And PRT, good spot buy. Cody. Thank you to Cody, HQ, Octavio Aguilera, HK again. And after hours investing. We appreciate you. We love you all. Thank you for the super chat. You guys are amazing. We'll look at GTAI. We'll look at KLAUS. We'll look at GFI. And we'll look at PRT. First thing I'll do is look at KLAUS because that was that first one coming on in. And I believe KLAUS is a meme. If I can spell it correctly. Wow, twice. KLAUS wrapped ETH here. Right? There's one on Solana too, though. Yeah, you look for the big market cap, 41 million. That's going to be it. That's going to be it, right? Wow, so KLAUS looks like it's out of control. Last 2 days, it went up huge. It went meme city on people. It went from half a penny. Wow, it did a 9x. Wow. Still pretty early for a coin like this. Could it get to 100 million, $500 million market cap? It may. I don't know much about the narrative or the community. Newer coin getting tighter in the zone. Wait for it to come down. Can it bounce off the bottom trend line? Start to get tight and make some moves. I do very basic TA on the memes. You'd be surprised how well that even just this will play out. I learned over time that TA does play out on memes. Because people have no other way to look at it, and they're going to do what they're going to do. Yeah. So that's a shoulder ahead, and you're looking for the right shoulder for a move to the upside. That looks like it could get to 8 cents and double up. Right? That's a 100%. Again, the time was then to get in at 4 million to be up 10x and then just continue to gain, right? But hey, it is gaining steam. KLAUS, a new meme on the spot. And really came out, what must have come out somewhere in October 10th there. Went sideways for a while, did absolutely nothing below a penny. And now it's up about a 9x from a half, a little, I mean, even less if you got in at the very early stages. All right. Then you go in the deep dive, right? CRAI, what is this thing? $7 million market cap. No locked liquidity. Always be careful of that. Okay. Let's go back into the real world here. And the Bitcoin world. And the perpetual. Still fighting this. I know what I want. I want to see a candle close above the 200. Then I would like to enter that 1 hour time frame trade. Or even the 2 hour. But that's my, like, you know. And then ride this puppy to Valhalla. I just want to be perfect. I want to use the smaller time frame to make my entry absolutely amazing. Sam, can you please have a look at Tara? T-A-R-A. We'll take a look at Tara X. It's an amazing AI coin too. I personally hold that coin as well. Got into it a long time ago in the bear market. Thank you for bringing up Tara, man. One of my holdings. Let's hope Tara can do some massive moves here for us and make some gains to the upside. 67.7. Bitcoin seems to want to hold this key level. I mean, that's an inverted head and shoulder if I've ever seen. It makes me want to front run that 200 MA and just go for it. You only live once. If I was a Sally, then what would it be? Right? 600 for 1800. Let's make it happen. Let's make 1800 bucks. Let's go for it. It's crazy. I could make 1800 bucks without doing this by scalping 3 times and risking less though, which is fun, right? People don't realize that. Like if I do this 150 for 450 and I hit that, or even sometimes I'm up 200, I get out, comes back in, double down, make another 200. And it could come back up. You never know what could happen today. That looks like the move that could be the move. I mean, that could be the short squeeze of a lifetime. I mean, look at all that liquidity to the upside. It is what isn't. Isn't it Wednesday? One of my favorite days to trade. But again, I'm always cautious of that 1 minute. Get above that 200. Show me the love. And I'll show you a gain. The only thing is, then it makes me pressed inside of this channel. You see my dilemma there? Like, if I didn't know anything about the 1 minute, I'd be getting in right now. It's like knowing too much at the beginning can hurt, but then you get through it all. Okay, Sam, could you please look at Tara? We'll take a look. Hey, Sam, I appreciate you being here every day. Doing this for us. No, I do it for myself and for you, man. I love this life. Don't get it twisted. I do love what I do. May you please explain why the alts are not pumping? Can you also look at SEI? The alts start to pump, the big money flows. I think what they did too recently is they pumped the alts to make more gains to get into Bitcoin. So what they do is they'll keep Bitcoin flat. They'll pump altcoins, certain ones. They'll throw the money into those. Those will pump. They'll sell them off. Then they'll take all those gains and put them right into Bitcoin. And then they'll ride Bitcoin up. And they'll sell off Bitcoin, buy into the alts. Remember when Bitcoin took that like sideways action and got a pull off, but then SUI came out of nowhere. That liquidity left Bitcoin and went into SUI as far as I'm concerned. All right. You got to follow the money in blockchain. And they move that money, man. They know how to move that money. 2 hour time frame, 67,500. Looking very, very interesting. Interessante. All right. Oh my goodness, what a life we live. And there's, you know, this ETF opening for Litecoin. I thought Litecoin was I didn't think anyone would be that interested. I guess that it still has a lot of money behind it. People still back it. People still like their Litecoin. So I don't want to be over bullish here. Let's see if there's some bearishness happening that I can't see. Well, I mean, I know the bearishness. We lose the 200 MA, we're dumping. Otherwise, it's sideways price action, and we really don't want to get too involved in the nonsensical. I mean, right here, see the 7 minute right there? That is a descending triangle. That looks to cave right back down and then maybe dump us past the 200 MA. If we lose the 200, I will turn bearish. And then the bearish divergence, and then I'm like, yeah, they got us. Wow, 67,460 for Bitcoin. That's why I don't play that game. I wait for that 1 minute. And you're watching my strategies and my ideas play out live. No trader will be perfect. Most people will never show you any of this. They'd be way too scared to show you kind of the inner thinkings of their mind, thinking you could break them apart and tear them up, and then they'd be afraid, right? I pushed through the fear a long time ago on this live stream, and you guys really responded to that. And so I'm really open about everything I'm doing. And I think I can teach more and help more people by exposing myself than doing anything else, you know? And not, you know what I mean? Don't laugh exposing, but exposing like my mentality of trading right in front of you so you can see kind of what I go through. I may not always be right. I may not always be wrong. What I will do is I will consistently work as hard as I can to push myself to figure out what's happening in the market. Talked about clarity yesterday. Knowing where you're going, so important. You got to write down where you want to be in life. Where do you want to be in 10 years? 5 years? Heck, 2 years. How much do you want to make in the bull run? I'd like to make 10 million in this next bull run. I'd like to make 30 million. Let's be honest. I'd like to make 30 million in the next bull run. That's real. Let's get realistic. I'd like to make $30 million in the next bull run. On my way to my 100 mil. 100 mil by 50, a billion by 60. And that's it. Those are my goals. 100 million by 50 years old and a billion by 60. And I would like to pass away a billionaire. And that's my dream. You could laugh at me. Most people will spit out their water and say I'm such a loser for, you know what I mean? Oh, look at that guy. But you know what I do? This is how I flip the switch on everybody here on the live. How many people believe that they can become a billionaire? How many people put a 333 if you believe you can become a billionaire? If you believe it's possible. Is it possible for you to become a billionaire? Put a 333 if you believe it's possible. There's the possibility that you could make $1 billion in your lifetime. Look at all these people that believe it's possible. I love it. See, these are the type of people I want to be around. I don't want to be around a group of people when I say I believe I can become a billionaire that laugh at me. You know? Your dreams should be so big that the normal people laugh at you. They cackle at you. They look at you and like, what a... No way. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you. We love you. And we care about you. So we're watching this flag here on Bitcoin. I made a longer term trade that I may get eaten on. We don't know. We're coming back to liquidity here. 67,003. See, they keep dipping us down. I think they want to grab the leverage traders, but they don't want to pump it and they don't want to take them with them. Feels like they keep kind of... What I do know, though, is if we lose the 200 MA here, may have to bail on the bigger trade. Because it'll tell me, hey, you could lose more, and there's no reason to lose more than you need to. That's my mantra. But we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Everything's all right. Attempting to bounce off the equal lows. Amen. Yeah. Stay blessed, everyone, and keep my eyes open. I invested 3K. 100K is my goal. I like that. So you want a 70x? Yeah, you want to make some gains. 30x. Sam, looking to make a fresh chart on Bitcoin and ETH. What quick pointers do you have to place important levels on what time frames? I'll do Ethereum for you. And once I do Ethereum, I think that'll help you kind of square your mind away. All right. So let's go over Ethereum. It's been a long time. I haven't looked at ETH. I don't really care much about it. I got into ETH. I knew about ETH at $9. I started buying it at $89. I still hold ETH that I got down at $89. Okay. I thought ETH was the coolest thing since sliced bread. I bought it before I bought Bitcoin. I got into altcoins before I got into Bitcoin. I was trading coins on Bittrex before I bought BTC. All right. So if you look at ETH, it is in this cup and handle. There's your handle. You would expect to bounce. Once the whole market rips, ETH will rip. Honestly, though, looks like it could coil up. I mean, that's kind of weird. It says it'll go sideways. I mean, this is what the TA says. It says it can't get to 8 grand until like, I don't know, 2028 or something. So it looks, you know, and again, I'm not saying this is guaranteed. There's a chance it pops up here and it goes to 5,000. It goes on some big tear here, up a cup and handle. You could take the wick all the way to the other wick. $6,000 ETH. I just honestly don't even know if it'll get to 10,000. It had a great purpose that made it, deflationary. People used it a lot. There's too many layers competing for the same amount of money now, and ETH has no limited supply. It has an infinite supply. You have to understand how detrimental this is to Ethereum. It's not the best look. All right? I'm sorry, I'm being honest here. People don't like the facts. You know, they get really like squirmy when I talk about Ethereum. But it has an infinite supply. I mean, you tell me. Is that awesome? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good look. So, I know it's not a good look. I'm just being, you know. Man, the more I look at this chart, the more I'm falling in love with it. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign here, but 67.5 just continues to want to hold. Ascending triangle. I'm about to just give up on that 1 minute and say, I don't care about you 1 minute. I'm taking the trade. So here's the deal. I'll start with 150. for 460. We'll start with that. And then if we break the 1 hour, the 1 minute 200 MA, I'd like to either at least double or triple that. Maybe go 800 for 24. All right. I did just break my rules. I'm front running the cross. All right. Let's go. I've made so much gains today, but I'll join you, bro. Shout out to Jay Doolin. I love you, man. They're all inflationary. Yeah. So it's like the dollar coming back, and they're not burning Ethereum. You're funny. I never felt comfortable holding ETH. Funny. Too many layer 2s in Solana are, yeah, exactly. There's just so many other reasons not to use Ethereum. Almost more reasons not to than to. Let's be honest. And I love Ethereum. I was one of the first people in Ethereum. So don't get it twisted here. I don't like to bash any crypto, really. I love the entire space. But I am a realist, and we got to talk about stuff that we maybe don't want to talk about. All right. So let's look at the strong movers in the day in the last hour here on CoinMarketCap. Floki bouncing back in and up 13% on the week, up 4% on the 24 hours. Floki holding it down. I own this coin. I like Floki. I believe in it. I believe Floki can do numbers. Okay. I got burned by ETH a couple months ago. Apprehensive now. You're funny. There's no more use case for ETH. JPEGs are on Bitcoin and memes are on Sol. Amen. You're funny. The KuCoin token kind of holding it down, getting a big move there recently. KuCoin shares. Tron. Not huge gains though this morning. Nothing too crazy. And then I always go back to that crypto bubbles. Gives you the nice market in a moment. And really nothing hot right now for the alts. Right, Hex. But use these. Everyone, this is what happens. Everybody gets very emotional in cryptocurrency, and I do not know why. It's like we could pump for days. The second we don't pump, everyone freaks out. Okay? And the thing is, I have trained my brain that the opportunity comes from the fear. I need there to be fear for me to buy. I cannot. Wow, how did the greed jump so high? That doesn't make any sense. We were at 65. We were at 49 yesterday. How do we get all the way to 73? Every time I don't sell into the 80s, this better cool down. Why is the greed so high? When the greed gets that high, it tells me I got to take some profits. That's a bit strange. I've never seen the greed go from 49 to 73 that fast. I don't know what's happening here. Maybe we're just seeing a new type of greed, but that makes me a little nervous about the price action there. And we should be in gains already there. Yeah, I'm the king of 2.30% OVE. And then we watched that 1 minute. We crossed that 200, baby. And daddy's in there like swimwear yet again. Cross that 200. Do the right thing on this Adam and Eve double bottom type shoulder, head, right shoulder thingamajiggy over here. I feel like the greed meter has been off. I said that last time, but then you don't sell and then you get bagged. It's crazy. So I'll never say it's off again because I used to think it was off with something, so I just, it's perfect to buy, so it's perfect to sell. Maybe just saying some of the hot altcoins should have been taking profits on. I think that's what it's trying to tell you, like SUI, stuff like that. Doesn't match up with sentiment when they actually do to pull that fear and greed. It's more about like buying and selling, I think, and it has to do with volume, the amount of money coming in and out of the market, right? Let's get this closed in 29 seconds above the 200 MA. And that's a signal I take many times for gains. And we front run it this time, which I never do, but the bigger trade just looked good to me. And I liked it. I just front ran it again. So there we go. Now it's a $19,000 trade, up 17. I told you I'm the king of 3%. I'll show you how to get 3% every single day over and over again if you want to. I can teach you. 67,800 above the move. The 200 MA could be breaking us to the upside. I do this almost every single day on the channel. Show me the money. Let's get the green candles pumping. Let's flatten these shorts. Let's get all the way up to 69,000. Let's make it happen here. Now it's time to open the long. Now it is time to go to the upside. Let's go. Bitcoin dominance heading to 80%. ETH is deflationary, means it is supply, less than demand. ETH will never ever go to zero because Ethereum's proof of stake. Sure, keep telling yourself that. Amen. Lots of leverage buys and futures at what moves the price at the end of the day. I don't think it's going to zero, but it has a hard time gaining momentum. For sure. So we just opened up a live trade. If you're just joining us here, Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to the 2,114 people here on the live, 662 likes, $59 in chat revenue. And as we're doing these live trades and teaching you stuff about the markets, about moving averages, about shapes and sizes here, we also jump on into the alts and make sure that your super chats get answered. What you want to talk about, we discuss. And if there's any new news coming out or something that you want to know, we answer. So let's get back into this. We need to get into GFI, PRT, and Terra. All right. And then we'll also take a look at SEI from Diego Ridges. He said, hey, Sammy, I appreciate you being here every day. I'm doing this for us. May you please explain why the alts are not pumping? Can you also look at SEI? And we got into Bitcoin dominance and discussed a little bit of that. I mean, there's it looks like there's a huge move for Bitcoin. People are freaking out. You have to remember, a lot of people didn't buy Bitcoin when they should, like I was. Just last week when it went down and I bought that 5K in front of you, and then I bought all that SEI, remember? And I said, I'm unloading 20 grand into the market. I was like, I don't know if that was like trying to say, hey, you know, I haven't done this in a while. Now I'm doing it. What do you think? See, now my actions go off what the charts say because I'm pretty in tune with the charts. So if I do something, it's really just trying to be like a meter for the charts. But again, I can't say I know what's going to happen. I don't. All I can do is take those moves one step at a time. Someone said PRT. This is called Parrot. Good spot to buy. I don't know anything about this coin. And honestly, just because something's the lowest it's ever been, I don't recommend, who cares what I say, but for myself, I don't just buy things just because they're low, you know, for one thing. You know, at the same time, I mean, you're not chasing it when it's high, but this could be a rug that never comes back. You know, I'd be very careful. And I could be wrong. Watch it pump all the way up. Like, Sam, man, that was the bottom and you didn't even call it. Hey, I go through hundreds of coins, but I don't know this coin. I've never really gone over it. I don't know what it does. It looks like trash to me if I had to go over it. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes lower. Look at it's got a descending triangle. It looks like it may continue further down. I'd be careful about this thing. Yeah, and I don't know if that's the right one that you're asking for. So Terra X, I put an X at the end usually. Maybe I didn't have to. Terra on MEXC. Yeah, and it's... So why do I like this coin? Well, it's similar to Casper in a way with it's like a ghost DAG protocol, if I'm correct. Let's take a look at Terra here and kind of talk about it. I feel if we get a movement in these layer ones, and when we were getting all the hype back then, so look, the market cap is tiny here. The volume is also small. Not many people know about this coin. Max supply 12 billion. Okay. Current rating circulating supply 4 points. So look, still 8 billion to come out. So you're at 25% of circulating. All right. And you can just do a brief, like, what is Terra? It's an EVM compatible smart contract based on T-graph consensus utilizing block DAG. See, decentralized acyclic ghost, but it's got the block DAG going, enabling Web3 to solve real web problems. All right. It stands out as a purpose-built, fast and scalable layer one public ledger designed to democratize reputation by making informal data trustworthy. At the core of Terra X's technology is the EVM compatible smart contract, which leverages the T-graph consensus mechanism and block DAG architecture. Now, a lot of people don't care. They just want to buy a meme. I get it. I did my research with Terra, but I still believe they can come back up and we can see some massive moves here. So, and look, if you took the long with me, you're in the gain already. I'm up 10%, right? Which ain't bad. And we're starting to get a bit of pump, and we closed above that 200 MA. We got the pump further to the upside. This 1 hour looks like it's going to get so lit. And when the party starts, you don't want to miss it. And again, I know it's not easy. And I know people will tell you you're long on the top, but they have no idea what they're talking about. They don't know how to read liquidity. They don't have book maps showing you where we have all, 69,200, and we want it now, baby. We want 70K. They got 70K on the radar now. When we see the sevens, it's going to change things. All right? It's going to change things. And this is the Bitcoin run, man. I've been telling people this the most of all the other runs. This is the Bitcoin run. You've been seeing me talk more and accumulate more Bitcoin than probably, I guess I've always been. I'm not a maxi, but I've always put Bitcoin at the forefront. It's the strongest, most believable chain with the most foundational strength over time. I think there's faster, better, you know what I mean? You can talk about tech all you want, but they got BRC20. They got GOAT. They're starting to build layers on Bitcoin. It's starting to change. And Bitcoin really is showing that it can do different things. And it's not over yet, innovating as well. Can you please look at CELO? Says Star World Worlds. Let's take a look at CELO. Thank you. And shout out to our channel sponsors, I Trust Capital. They're a great place to buy and sell crypto, gold, and silver with your IRA. I mean, where else can you do that and get ready for your future with your retirement? Okay, and plan for your children's future and generational wealth. Where else can you do this but with I Trust Capital? They do it the best. Bitcoin, Solana, WIF, NEAR. They got it all. They also have access to Bitcoin on the weekends, which the ETF doesn't. So if you're going for ETF for generational wealth, but Bitcoin dips a major buying opportunity, you can't take advantage of that, but you can here on I Trust Capital. They really have the ETF beat in that position. Shout out to Houdini Swap. They're the best place to buy and sell across 4,000 tokens across multiple chains. They're going for $800 million in total swap volume, and they're gaining more and more market share. You gotta love it. You make huge gains on a SUI meme, and then you want to get into an SEI meme. It takes 2 seconds to do it right here. You type in SUI. All right. You put in how much SUI that you got. Boom. You type in Solana. All right, or you type in SEI, let's just say. So I want to send 10,000 SUI, right, over to SEI. And it's going to give you your transfer, tell you, and then you're going to put the wallet address. It's going to fetch the price. Once that comes in, you're going to hit the receiving address, right? If there's a memo or tag needed, you must put that in. Please go slow. Always double check your work. You can send a small amount first to make sure it occurs. That's another smart thing to do every time transacting. Send a small amount first. All right. And once it's fetched the price, you'll be able to do a swap from SUI to SEI. I have 100 things going and use VPNs and stuff, so it may take a second. Right. And you can also transact privately if you would like as well. All right. It's pretty cool, man. You can do this across multiple chains. You could even go from Sol to SUI, SUI to Blast, you name it. And then Houdini Swap, you gotta love them. Decrypted.tax, experts in cryptocurrency and DeFi tax preparation. They're awesome. I know the owner. He's a tax attorney and he's awesome. So you're gonna get a tax attorney, you're gonna get a CPA, and a guy that owns a Bored Ape. What else do you want? Decrypted.tax. Find out more today. Stop running away from what you don't know and get the information that you need at Decrypted.tax. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance pumping, looking nice. Bitcoin at 67,868. Still holding this flag like it can pump to the upside. I'm still long on the flag, calling $71,000 for BTC. We want 70K and we want it now. And I'm usually not overly this bullish, but the charts are conveying that a big move is coming for Bitcoin. And you can see all the liquidity here on Bookmap. What is Bookmap? Link in the description. See what the candlesticks are hiding. You see candlesticks. We see actual liquidity inside of those candlesticks. I put them up there just so you can understand what's happening. Well, look, you don't understand that there's all this liquidity up here waiting for us. You can't see that on the chart. We can. So we know we're likely to get a head up into 69.2 and possibly even bleed out to 60, 79, 69.9 and 70,000. I'm excited for today. Today could be a massive day that we all remember. This whole week has been awesome. October so far has really been pushing the boundaries. More people are Googling. We have 2,123 people here on the live. It's explosive. And man, dear Lord, thank you for all the beautiful people you brought here. Thank you for everything you've given me. And I'm super excited to see this stream continue to gain momentum and more people continue to come here every single day. May God bless you all. May God thank you for being here. And I don't waste your time. I gave you a live trade that's in gains right now. I'm not trying to say it's the biggest thing since sliced bread, but it is gains. MEXC will perform a spot system upgrade from 20 to 2030, October 18th on UTC. During that time, you probably won't be able to spot buy, and maybe some of your limit orders may be suspended and you may have to redo them. Just remember that. I'll be privy to that. October 18th, 20 to 2030, right? Army time, UTC, there'll be a spot maintenance on MEXC. If you want to trade where we trade, you want to know what we know, you want to do what we do, look at that live chat. And right here at the top, you can go to cryptolifer.com, the brand new website that we just built for your pleasure. And you can hit join us now and jump on in to my trading school. It's an educational place where I have an entire class waiting for you inside. And, people are charging you $2 to $3 grand for that. You can jump on in today and just pay these. Yep. What's going on? Yeah, if you're already a member, really quick, my wife wants to explain what to do.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Bibi, and I just wanted to, if you are already a member of our website, please select log in on our website. We are transferring everybody over, and then press forget password on the bottom. No, just press forget password, and then you put in your email address, and you'll be sent to another place where you can reset your password, and everything, all your accounts would link up together. If you are a member on Me6, the Discord, and that's how you pay, you don't have to do anything.
So only if you got through the website the first time. Okay. Shout out to everybody here. I wish I knew all this awesome stuff that my team knows, but they know. So they're here to help you and explain it all. All right. We're transitioned to a brand new website, back end stuff with Me6 and Discord. You got to have tech guys working for you. You got to know what's happening. It's not an easy process. I don't want to spill the beans. All right. But it's an intricate business. All right. And shout out to everybody that helped me achieve what we did together in this business. It's not easy. All right. So Bitcoin, we're still in the trade. Likely, probably, I see sideways price action. I wouldn't be surprised if we coil up for one more hour before a bigger move to the upside. Just, so it's in waiting. It's not going to happen overnight or immediately for BTC. All right. Coins that I'm looking at closely. All right. I made a pretty big buy to the trading group. They know. I'll tell you guys now, but they already knew about it a long time ago. But I bought more MPLX. All right. It's been calling my name. It's been really bullish compared to the rest of the market. When the whole market came up, all those coins just dumped right back down. MPLX did not. Let me show you actually on a chart realistically here. So let's go over a regular coin in the market here. Any coin that we saw. AI tech, right? It doesn't matter what the coin was, really. They all did exactly the same thing. Mostly. Like 90%. But what they did is they had huge pumps, right? They came out in December of 2023. They had these enormous pumps. And they gave it all back. Most of it. 80% of it, right? So that's from January, December 23rd, really, till now. So you copy that. I think this will really hit home for you. And so let's find that same time here, December of 2023, we got the pump. But look at MPLX. MPLX did the dump, but then it slowly grew back up and then made a higher low. MPLX did differently than the rest of the market. Every other coin's kind of in this way to get back up now and doing their bulls and all that. MPLX is already high above the move. And I was giving you guys MPLX here in the 20s and it ripped all the way up to 50. Remember, it did a double. We doubled on that coin, right? And so I believe in it long term. The double was great, but that's not what I'm going for. I believe in this thing long term. And, Solana NFTs, Solana is going to be big. This is going to be your gateway to Solana NFTs. This is mooning. And I see it in a flag right now on the daily time frame. And again, maybe it comes down to bounces, maybe it double tops. You never know. I could be wrong. But I'm heavy in MPLX. I think this thing could do numbers. And I've been showing it for a long time. And I see it going all the way back up to about 84 cents. And then, we'll go from there. But that's my next bigger target is 84 for MPLX. Bitcoin, 67,920. You're now in the gains. We crossed that 68,000 again this time. I think that's then we're going to moon, man. I'm not going to want to go on a limb and say it will be the last time we ever cross it, but it could be. It could be. Who here is excited about this bull run coming that possibly could be life-changing for us? Who knows that anything could happen and that we always have to do our due diligence and watch the markets every single day and tell ourselves we know nothing but the fact of our own ignorance. All right? But anything could happen, man. Super chats, SEI, CELO, GTAI, and GFI. And let's continue to teach you guys. And there's new coins out here and coins you want to know about. One coin that keeps coming up on my radar, in my head and in my mind, is MASA. All right. Super low cap gem here, but it's in this giant cup and handle. You see it? Making that first higher low on the daily. I tell you what, when I've seen that, it may take its time. It may take a few more days, but this thing looks like it's ready to roar and possibly make some massive gains. So I'm watching MASA there for that 90% win. And that would even just be the beginning of its crawling out of the lows here. So I'm watching MASA closely. You know, Token Metrics likes it. It's got some cool stuff going on with it. So again, you do your research and then chart this. And if the research and the education makes sense, then it's on you, right? I don't know. This is for entertainment purposes only and for education. But I like this coin. I don't own any of this coin. I have no position in it yet. I may swing trade it. It looks somewhat interesting. 68,000 for Bitcoin, baby. 68,000 for Bitcoin. I repeat, 68,000 for Bitcoin. Peaking out of the top here, up 12%, beginning to gain. Gains. Gains on gains on gains. Racks on racks on racks on racks on racks. And both trades in the green here. So far, so good. We'll see what happens. And again, both trades could have been in the red. I could have been stopped out in front of you. Anything could have happened. You got to have guts when you're in front of the public. You're trading in front of 2,000 people right now, Sammy. You got to have some guts, baby. Right? You got to show people that your strategies, you believe in yourself. And you got to show people that if you lose, it's okay. You don't win every single trade. Let's see what happens in the next few hours for Bitcoin here. But we got that liquidity. Next week, altcoins will get a 50% pump. Bears close now. You have been warned. You're funny. Shout out to Professor Aller. Yeah. No way. I thought Pumptober was canceled. Wow. You're funny. Dodge has been doing great as well. Doge. Dodge? You mean Doge? Or Dodge? We got to show Sammy we love the stream. Smash it, baby. Let's get the stream up to 1,000 likes. You got 2,000 people here. One of the biggest streams in the game. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you, God, for providing the best people in the world to come to my stream every single day. I'm just so full of it. I'm full of it. I'm so full of it. I'm so full of life, man. I just like, the energy is uncontainable many times for me. You guys help me really push that energy out on a daily basis. Where else can I scream and yell, really? I remember going to Sin City Crypto and doing my show in their studio to this day, and they were like, we were outside the door, and we're hearing this, blah, 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 like the guy's out of his mind. I'm telling you, man, I like to motivate people. I like to get you out of your seat. I like to get you going. I like to show you the gains are here, and you are the opportunity. If you believe you're the opportunity, then you are. You're going to create a life you've never thought possible. It's going to take time. You know, motivation is great. We're all motivated to get it going, motivated to trade, motivated to move, but it's not always going to be there. Some days I wake up and I don't feel amazing. It's the truth. Some days I wake up and I'm like, this live stream again, I got to go again. 7 days a week. You know, it's very rare. And that's the day I say I need my discipline today. And that's when I work out. My mind changes through the workout. And then I realize by the end of the workout, I'm so blessed to have my live stream and everybody in it. Some days I lose a trade. This morning I lost a trade. I had to show up to the live and show a losing trade right when I showed up. The first thing I had to do was talk about my loss. You know, I mean, I did pump this morning, but you know what I mean. And so if you lived in fear, where would this show be? Where would we all be? Nowhere. Okay. By projecting into the future, by being as positive as you can every single day of your life, you help others do the same, and therefore you change the world. I'm telling you right now. So everyone thinks, you know, you can do, you know, soup kitchens are great, cleaning up, helping others. That's 100%. But, you know, starting from within and changing your internal self is how you can really make a huge impact on the world, man. I listen to Jim Rohn. I listen to the greats. I get motivated. They change the way I feel about myself, and they change the way I think. They make me think, hey, I could make 20 million, 30 million, 100 million. They make me think when I'm asking for 10 million, it's a small amount of money. Not to be rude, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but your goals and your thoughts are yours, man, and do not apologize for them. If you want to have 10 three-piece suits and have a beautiful, and someone could say that's rude, you know, that's too much. You don't have to apologize for that as long as you're not hurting people doing it, as long as it's what you desire. And you're giving on your way. Like if you buy a suit and then you also give to charity, I think that's important. But that's me. You do you. I'm not trying to preach on everybody. My whole point is don't apologize to anyone else for where you want to be in life. Set your goals high and do not apologize for them. And number two, this is what I used to say on my stream a lot, and I forgot to say it recently, because when I was down and out, I had these daydreams of being like a multimillionaire, and I was on my night shift and I didn't have a lot, and I wore the same jeans every day, and I had these dreams of becoming a multimillionaire, wearing a suit, having my own channel, being the dude, being the guy. I had these dreams, and I said, but how am I, and I used to daydream so much and dream and dream and dream. And, this is the key thing I want to say to everyone here. And remember what I say here, because this is going to sit with you for the rest of the day, for the rest of the year, hopefully for the rest of your life. Right here. Are you ready? I'm going to make the screen big. This is so important. More important than the charts of almost anything I've ever said on my entire stream. And I used to say it a lot. Only you know how powerful and amazing you can be. Your dad and your mom love you. Your family and friends support you. But like my family and friends are like, yeah, Sam, you're great. You can do this. But I was like, I could be a multi-millionaire and travel the world and make billions of dollars and like do things that, like that was like, but no one else really thought that of me. They thought greatness of me, but did they think that? Only you know what you're truly, 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 truly capable of. I don't even know. Deep inside, it's you. Like I knew what I was capable of. And I knew the level of standard of life that I had to live 7 days a week, grind out my YouTube channel till it happened. I knew that I had to live a high frequency existence or it wasn't feeling right to me. And if you feel the same as me, if that's where you're at in life, you gotta go for it. You gotta start putting it into position today, or you're gonna be so depressed, it's gonna hurt so bad. When you're destined for greatness and you don't go after it, and you keep hitting mediocre, you're gonna know it in your heart, and it's gonna eat you alive. And I'm telling you right now, it happened to me for years. It caused so much pain and anguish. Drugs and alcohol, it leads to so many horrible things when you don't follow your true destiny, because that's your destiny calling you. It's telling you, this is what you gotta do. And you're like, no, I'm gonna go get, and every time you don't go towards your destiny, because there's a slight calling there. And every time you don't go for it, I'm telling you right now, it feels horrible and there's guilt there. And what I would do is I would use alcohol mainly to get rid of that guilt, because I would feel free on the alcohol. I didn't have to feel myself anymore. I was away from that feeling. And you know what I mean? And then again, I could live a mediocre life. And then a week or two would go by and I didn't work on my business. I didn't start my YouTube channel. I didn't believe in manifesting that I was going to become a multimillionaire. I manifested I was depressed and sad. I filled my thoughts with negativity and bad, it was horrible. So this is so important, everybody, and I'm really happy we're keeping 2,044 people here on the stream. They're listening, because this is just as important as the charts that I convey to you. I'm telling you right now, only you know what you're really capable of. You've got this, man. And girls, guys and girls, the lifers, man. That's why we're the lifers. It's not a sex, it's not a race. It's a group of people of high frequency that believe in themselves. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's what this channel is about. You're a part of something completely different on YouTube than you've never seen before. I empower others. That's how I empower myself. If I see you grow amazingly well, then I know I did a good job. The only way I can help others grow amazingly well, if I too am also growing amazingly well and progressing. So if I know I'm helping you guys do what you got to do, it means my life is going where it needs to go. Let's get back into the charts. Let's break it down. Let's talk about Total 3. And, let's get into some more, into what you guys need. But mental training is so important. Manifest your destiny. Manifest destiny. Why do you think they said that back in the day, right? You got to believe that it's happening to make it happen. Okay? So look, this is the Total 3. This is the entire market cap of all the cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay? We went over the idea that we had broken out and made a cool little flag here. That's great, as long as we stay in the flag. To me, we're just at the top of the flag, and one of two things is likely going to occur here. We're likely either going to break out of this bottom trend line hard, right? Or come down a little bit for the dippage and pump. You see, we've got a point of control here, which is strong at 598, and we're battling the daily 200 MA. Now, Bitcoin just broke through its daily 200 MA and have 3 candles above. Bitcoin tends to front run the altcoins. But don't stress. Bitcoin will pull the altcoins with it. They will just lag behind. You know, Bitcoin's up in here. The altcoins will do this. So total 3, we just, you know, a little tightness, but this looks good on the daily time frame. What you don't want to see is a breakdown like this, and then maybe a break below the 200 on the 12 hour or the 22 hour. You know, if you see that and then you come back inside this pattern, then fine. All coins are going to struggle. We're likely going to come back down here. So what I love about having a flag outside of a falling wedge is it's really simple to find out what's likely going to happen. Now, I have seen them fake it, break out. They've done some crazy stuff. But for the most part, if we get a 2 or 4 hour, we get a 22 hour candle to close below this line, it's so likely you're coming at least for a double bottom there or some type of, you know, bounce off of $508 billion, right? So this is the total market cap of all the cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. You want to pay attention to it on as much as you can. All right, it's very, very important. We look at it, you know, on a daily basis, and every week I do a weekly technical analysis video where I include this inside. I like to look at the S&P futures because some of you guys trade it, and I've had a call on it, and I believe it's going to rip out of this rising wedge and go parabolic. They're going to print the money. They have to. It's an election year. Every single time they've printed money, it's Pumptober. The moving averages are looking nice. So what you're looking for is this to continue sideways up a little bit, for the stochastics to reset. And we'll use the daily, really. All right. A little bit of bearish div now. And again, could we dump all the way to the 200? Anything could happen. Black Swan, I'm open-minded. But to me, it's more realistic that this previous resistance becomes support here on the S&P at about 5,813. And, you know, and then we continue this kind of massive parabolic run here all the way to about 6,500 and more. This says even in November or December, we could go on as big of a tear as we went on throughout the summer here. So S&P looking beautiful. I even put out a call for Tesla. Tesla looks really, really nice. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. But I personally, due to my years of technical analysis and how I look at this, and if I look at the weekly for Tesla, it looks like it's coming down ready. If it misses this trend line, so be it. But I don't even like how the 3 days turning. But if it comes out a little lower and you get Tesla anywhere between, I'd say 180 and 200, but I don't know if it'll even break 200. But anywhere between 220 and 200, I mean, that's just, and I see Tesla making a big move. And it's going to be 650 by December of 2025 in about a year and some change. But you do you, okay? Earnings next week. Yep. The harder you work, the richer you get. It's a lie. It's about the more risk you take. The more risk, yes, you got to take more risk 100%, but it's also consistency. You know, it's more than just risk, because you could take risk and not have discipline. Like, you could take risk and start a store, right? But if you don't work at that store every day, the sad thing is you need a bit of both to be very wealthy. And I researched wealthy people, and I was putting it together. You don't just need the rich parent, because the guy with the rich parent can't take big enough risks. Eventually, he'll just sit on his dad's money and eventually watch it deteriorate. Like, he might inherit 50 million and die with 30. You know, I'm just saying, like, and no one will know. He'll always be rich his whole life. You know, he'll be the only one that knows he's a failure, right? If you inherit more, you should be able to, you know, grow more. I think that's the idea. But yeah, gonna take the right risk enough times. I just believe, I believe more in I break it down more as probability. If you keep taking shots, eventually a shot will win. If you take no shots, you'll be stuck in the same place. So if you're a willing participant of the marketplace, you'll take a risk at one point in your life, right? And that's the goal. I'm telling you, man, MASA above the 200 MA here on the 10. This thing looks good to me. It looks really nice. Again, who knows? But no risk, no reward, but you need discipline. You desire discipline. You gain discipline. You need nothing. LandWolf on ETH on MACI. The super chat ain't working. Sure it ain't. Takes 3 generations to go broke, right? And then they'll squander all of it. So we talked about LWOLF. We gave it to you yesterday saying it looked tight. I said I'll put an alert on it. It looks good to me. It's continuing to get tight. And I agree with you. If anything pops, LWOLF is starting to give signs of a pop. It had a bit of a wick there, came back down, and this trade is still valid. Nothing not valid about LWOLF. Alert still intact for LWOLF. Thank you. And we teach you as much as you can here on the live so you can make enough gains, then make enough to join my trading group. I want to pay you first before you pay me. That's what we do here. It's the Gary Vaynerchuk method. I pay you before you pay me, and that's the key. All right? We're not done with these super chats, and you're going to miss out if you skip out of here. We're going to learn about more coins quickly and fastly here. Let's take a look at CELO and SEI. Now remember, I got into SEI pretty heavy. Looked like it was going to come back down from that $50 level. Now it's basically at break even for me, which is like I got to make that decision. Does Bitcoin pummel it, or do we get the huge pump today for Bitcoin that changes the story? Wow, Bitcoin back to 67,680. It's really playing games inside the end of that, This would be a beautiful ascending triangle. The market structure would be gorgeous if it plays out. I believe in SEI long term. Even if I end up being down a couple grand in my bigger buy, I wouldn't stress it. You hold SEI, in my humble opinion, for 5 to 6 months, and I should be able to get a pretty fat payday. But that's what I believe. You got to figure it out for yourself. All right, but I do show you what I'm thinking. SEI just sitting pretty, getting oversold in the 10-hour. As long as it stays above the daily 200 MA, I'm bullish. If it loses this daily 200 MA and closes a candle below it, that's going to stress, that would be stress. And this is like an M pattern. Could be an M right there. A little bit of bearish div there. So I got some mixed signals. I mean, a little bit of bearish div, kind of an M. At the same time, watch Bitcoin bounce. It could bounce. Next thing you know, you miss out and then it's gone. And you're like, So I long term, what I did is I put 14 grand in. If it comes down here, I'll put another 14 grand in. You get it? If it doesn't, I'll just let it ride. So I have money to back up any money I put in to pad the money. If it doesn't seem like it was the greatest buy, I'll DCA that buy in there. And I always have a backup plan when I do that. And it's okay if I don't get the buy-in. It's okay. I let it rock. Let's take a look at CELO. You got to have a long-term plan. And for me, the more you trade, the longer your plans get. The bigger you're able to think. Okay. At first, of course, I was able to think I just needed to get my rent. I wanted to make a couple grand trading. That's all. 2 grand a month if I could. 3 grand, you know what I mean? Just heck, $500. Or just even buy the right things and sell them at the end of the bull run and have some money. Have some more than I ever had. So funny how money runs the world, but you got to find your way to it. Nobody can do it for you. Your mom, your dad, they can hand it to you. People can give it to you, but giving you money actually is so hindering. The more people give you money, the less you know how to obtain it yourself. Giving someone money is the worst thing you can do for your kids. They got to work for it. There's got to be chores. There's got to be reasons. You got to say, hey, I want $5. I want a bike. Oh, you want a bike? All right, I'll buy it half. Oh, I really want this nice one. There's a $300 one I'll get you. I want the $500 one. Okay, you want the $500 bike? You tell your kid? Okay, then you need to work for it. I'll give you, some money for chores, every time you set the table, or so, I don't know what it is, but wash dishes, take out the trash, just kind of and every time you make like an incentive to do something different, if you make up another task that I didn't think about, that helps the family, let's see if you can be creative. And the family's a business. I run the family like a business. Can you help the business? We're all in this business together, the business of the family. Me and my wife, we run once you get a well-oiled machine, you have multiple kids, we have 3 kids, your family becomes a business, period. And the master of the house needs to run the family similar to a business, man. And there needs to be a rule of command. People don't talk back to the top, right? Things need to go from the top to the bottom, right? Vacuum clean once a week, once a day, it's funny, but Bitcoin back to 67,780 here. Let's take a look at the trade. Trade still engaged. Nothing really to worry about. We're still inside the flag. We had a little bit of gains here. This is just getting tighter and tighter. It looks to me like it's only a matter of time before we bulldoze our way to the upside, but you never know. They just built some liquidity down at 66.8 for whatever reason. I don't know who's doing this now. They're playing with us now. But still, the most liquidity still is rising up above 69,250 and to 70K. And the big chunks here is big red there at 68.3. This is Bookmap. Link in the description. I do get a commission if you sign up to Bookmap. I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are probably right 100%. Remember that. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are probably right. Your mind has everything to do with where you are, where you live, how much money you make. The position you are in life has everything to do with how you believe and what you conceive of the world. Let me give you an example. There's a man who believes everybody is rude, not nice, and untrustworthy. So he guards himself. He doesn't make a lot of good relationships with people because he thinks they're all untrustworthy. So does he have a lot of trustworthy people in his life? Of course not, because he didn't go out and make relationships because he believes most people are untrustworthy. How about the other guy? He believes there's trustworthy, beautiful people in the world. He makes good connections. Does he have a lot of trustworthy people in his life? Yes, he is. He does. Why? Because he believes that they are there and he finds them and attracts them into his life. Both people could live in the same place, but one's belief system will create a completely different way of life than the others. Therefore, if you believe you're going to become wealthy, then therefore you're on your way. You see? Wealthy is a mindset more than anything else, okay? When I first decided I was going to become a multimillionaire, before I became a multimillionaire, I decided I was going to put on a suit and dress like a multi-billionaire. You know what I mean? And I put a 3-piece on the suit one day on the live stream, and I sat there and I finished the stream and I said, this is where I want to be. I want to be a guy that has an illustrious wardrobe because he made it like that. I'm just saying, you know, and I'm not trying to throw wealth in anybody's face. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm saying this is the projection that I projected, and then life would follow. These are the ideas, you know, whatever you dream of, go after it. Make it happen. You know, make it happen. You can, you will, you are the best. There's just no reason why you shouldn't be living in your like a house that you really believe you should be in. If you want 14-foot ceilings, then you should be in them. If you want chandeliers that make people go ooh and ah, then you should have them. If you want a pool in the back where you can jump in whenever you want, then you should have it. You should have whatever you desire as long as you're not hurting anybody, and as long as you can also, I believe, spread a little bit of that wealth around to others. Bang, man, you're living the life of your dreams. And remember, success is not something that you become. It's what you, not something that you chase. It's what you become by, it's what you attract by becoming the person you want to become. Success is something you attract. You attract success. Success gets attracted to you. High frequency, energy, living in energy and frequency, because how do you attract energy to you if you don't believe your energy? Frequency brings in frequency. You know what I mean? Vibrational energy is important. How do you vibrate? Working out will help you vibrate at a very high level. I work out every day. There's a reason I'm all over the place on this live. I'm at a stand-up desk ready to go, baby, because I can't stop the energy and the motivation. You see? It comes from this constant will to live and change my life because I need to do it. I want you to change. Look at me preaching till my throat hurts. But you know, I needed to hear this when I was lost in the sauce, man. I used to work a night shift. I lived in an 800 square foot apartment for 10 years in Queens. I worked a night shift for 6 of those years. I got to work at 7, 8 o'clock. I got out at between 1 and 3. A lot of times I got out early. That's the reason I worked the night shift, because I was able to, shaft the system a bit. That was the only reason that I really probably kept doing it. And I was at the beach during the summer. And, every day I got to spend the day at the beach, and then I go to work at night. I had sand between my toes while I was working. At my 9 to 5s, I used to get there at 8, get out at 7. There was no beach days for me during the summer. So once I started working the night shift, I said, hey, I think I got a pretty good deal here. I always made the best of the situations, but at one point I knew that I couldn't go that far in life on that night shift. I wasn't going to be able to progress much further on that night shift, and they were going to keep me there as long as they could, because someone working a night shift is hard to replace. And all the other weirdos they had on the night shift before me were like guys that really didn't do what they were supposed to do because no one was watching them. Once they found me, they kept me for years, 5, 6 years, because they finally found someone that could do the job and they could trust. late at night. Most people want to work at night or aren't, you know. And again, I was in the middle. I kind of fell off, but I still wanted to do the right thing. I was misunderstood most of my life. I didn't have all the answers. I struggled for years trying to find my way. And I know there's someone listening right now that feels exactly how I felt back then. And I'm telling you, the reason why I choke up because the pain was unbearable. Thinking that I was going to become a failure in life and never achieve my dreams was the worst feeling ever. And I used to tell myself and have negative thoughts. And I used to have to fight through them every day and tell myself, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it. Something's going to change for me. And something did change for me. So something will change for you. I can't explain how or when, and I don't know exactly how it's all going to happen for you. But I know in my heart and soul that if you follow your heart and you go after your passions, you're going to win. I'm telling you right now, you're going to win. Nobody's going to stop you if you follow your heart. Nobody. 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 And if you live in love, you cannot be denied. I'm telling you right now. All right? I'm sorry to choke up. I just remember my past self being so lost, struggling so hard, and wondering when I was ever going to own my own home. You know, have a family that looked up to me. And have a wife that I loved and cherished. So, you know, and they do a lot to deteriorate society these days and to break down the family structure. And they don't want the men to feel strong about themselves. They don't want the family to be strong. And I can see that I was getting attacked left and right. Pornography constantly, you know, even if it's not porn, but just like sexualization of the advertisings to young men at a constant basis. You know, turning women into objects, you know, lowering all our frequency, lowering men frequency, lowering women frequency, lowering all of your frequency so you don't really believe in yourselves. You don't think you're that special, you know. I'm feeling how you felt. I have nobody that believes in me other than myself, but that's all, that's all you need. That's all you need. And that's what I want to tell everybody too. This channel, everything I went through, you know, it was God. At one point, it was me. I had God by my side, man. My dad didn't really truly understand a lot. My mom was behind me, but no one really could see what I could see and the vision that I had planned for myself. And nobody, you know, the belief system of where you wanted to be in life. Like, I want to be here. Where? Like, where is that? You know? Let's take a look at Euro USD. Had the nice pump, but resistance there as it fell further to the downside. Bitcoin at 67.7 now, really flat the entire day at 67.7. But we're watching it tight in this channel. We can see what's happening. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets a bounce here off the bottom. Gets very tight, and eventually once the DXY start, you know, look, and that might make it like a shoulder ahead or right shoulder there. I'm still more overly bullish than bearish on this, but I do see a pullback to the bottom of the trend line. You know? And it might bounce, you know, there's a little more space till it hits the bottom there. And then a bounce back up. Slap on the moving averages. They're getting really tight on the 3-day chart, and you're getting oversold. Major resistance, though, at 112. All right. Bitcoin back at 67,720. And, you know, that liquidity is just so thick above us to 69,000. I don't know how we're not getting it. Yeah. I see your USD at least getting a bounce, though. Yeah, I wouldn't stress too much there. Let's take a look at CELO. And shout out to everyone that made it to 12 o'clock. Wow, we did it again. Another beautiful stream. Thank you for encouraging us, Sammy. God bless you. I just want you all to know that the hardest, you know, trading is tough. Learning how to trade, becoming a trader is going to be one of the hardest things you ever did in your life. What's even tougher than that is believing in yourself every single day and manifesting your own reality. Not everybody gets to do it. It takes a lot. It takes someone with a lot of guts, a lot of know-how, a lot of discipline. You got to learn this stuff. I had to learn. CELO looks beautiful, like it's about to pump hard. I like this ascending triangle with the bounce off. Nothing has changed since I put it out recently. I'd watch CELO for some gains here. If Bitcoin pumps today and then it takes care of the market, CELO is going to go sideways, and then the next probably 2 to 3 days, which could be the weekend. Also, we have a full moon tomorrow, the Hunter's Moon, which is interesting, right? Because you hunt altcoins before they pump hard in a Pumptober, and then the moon is the Hunter's Moon. All right, and this is the time you start to hunt before it gets too cold too. All right, this is where you gotta, you get your deer meat, you get your stuff, so you're not, these are the best times to start hunting. Stash it, get ready. So that's an ascending triangle with signs of a future breakout. Like, that's how I look at that. No other ways to look at it. And that may be vague to a beginning trader in my trading group. But what I'm showing you is like how things move. That's why I never want to be considered really a signals group per se. I want to be someone that shows you how a market structure plays out, and you can see it play out for yourself and take advantage. I say it's only a matter of time. Bitcoin pumps today up to 69,000. But again, what do I know? I'm just Sammy Cup and Handy. Who knows, right? Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. And let me thank everybody that gave a super chat after I was investing. We got to look at GTAI. Sorry, I missed that. And GFI. I like Goldfinch, one of my favorite coins, but really has been doing nothing and going sideways for a while now, or just really down too. I'm going to look at it on CoinEx. I just feel like RWA has not woken up yet. Once it does, these coins will move a lot faster than they'll just be boom, boom, boom. Like, so I'm just accumulating here, making sure I have enough before the bigger move. And that's it, and I love this coin. I have it. I'm in it. GFI, baby. Now it loses this key level. You can kind of see it is coming down to the bottom of the trend line. There's another resistance point there at 147. Maybe your last chance to load up. And I'm biased. I believe in the coin, but I think 147 would be a pretty good place if it ever hit that to add to a DCA. But again, you'd have to make those decisions yourself. I am not a financial advisor. Let's take a look here at GTAI. Yeah, it's finally making a bit of a flag here after being in that long bowl. I like it. I think you're spot on there. And I think you may have caught on to something on a pretty low bottom. Wow, 32 cents. So yeah, I would definitely watch this puppy. GTI looks like it could make some gains. You just added a chart to the group, man. Congratulations. Hey, it's going to get to the point where all you guys respect me so much. Hopefully 3 years from now, I don't even have to post a chart ever again. You guys just tell me what to post to the rest of the group. And I just kind of like, yep. And I'm just like the grandpa. You know what I mean? I just sit on the throne. And you guys just, A lot of you guys already do that. I mean, you guys pay so much respect and homage to what you've learned, and then you guys send it back to the group and through me, through all other people. I see it, I feel it, I love it. I see you guys helping others on a constant basis. See, this is just got the golden cross. It's above the 200 MA. Very likely it will continue to the upside. Even if as a little dip comes back up, a stop below the 200 in the 12 hour could be a very, very nice place to keep yourself from getting hit off there. And these coins are coming back from the dead. This coin was it was left for dead, basically. You know what I mean? We're talking about crypto here. 67,800. Can 67.8? Can we hold the eights? And the battle for the eights continues. Wow. And yeah, so we got through GTAI and GFAI. Thank you so much. You said this at the beginning of the stream, right? But we caught it. You're awesome, man. I'm happy we were able to see it. Even the 4 hour looks absolutely beautiful. This looks good to go. Honestly, if that doesn't break out for 100% gains, I'd be very surprised. That's such a tight price action at the high volume node, tight moving averages above the 200 MA, previous support is resistance. Stochastics look good to me. I don't know what else we can say. I mean, that hits the checklist on my, it's ready to rock. So, boom. And now we have 1,700 people here at the end of the stream. We have more people here than we used to have. I just, on the stream alone at the end of the stream. Like, this is just, and I can only imagine when this bull run comes up and you can start really Googling and the Google for Bitcoin starts to pump. and people start Googling Bitcoin more and more, man. So we're going to leave you with a trade that we're still in. It's now down $5, sideways price action here. Okay. And there's a chance this does lose and we fall down. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. And there is a bearish div there. Right? But, you know, I got to pick, you know, I look at all the probabilities and then at one point I choose one that I feel is the highest probability. And to me, the highest probability is to the upside, but I'm open-minded to believe I'm wrong and we could dump. So there you have it. I am just a trader and a human figuring it out with my probabilities on a daily basis. Let me go back into the chat and make sure that I miss anything. And let me just thank the channel sponsors one more beautiful time. I really appreciate them. I Trust Capital. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for your constant support. Okay. Also, you know, Houdini swap. All right. Where you can transact between multiple chains freely. Awesome. And Decrypted.tax. Ernest Lee, my man, I love you. And everybody that supports the lifer. Shout out to everybody here that made this show amazing. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. Shout out to Jamie Zeno. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to Jay, the editor. Shout out to Sean, my personal assistant, and everybody out there that makes this show amazing. GUF Burke, all my moderators, and everybody that came to the show. It was an amazing show. One of the biggest I think we've ever had. May God bless each and every one of you. Bitcoin at 67,600 is not a dump. You'll be all right. Take a deep breath. Yeah, thank you, Sam. One day my wife and I will come meet you in person to thank you and shake your hand and hug your neck. Shout out to Delta Wood. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for everything. Thank you all for sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. Unemployment claims tomorrow at 8:30. Thank you for saying that. Let's just double check that again. I thought it was Friday, but no, you're probably right. Yeah, unemployment rate. No, you're right. Look, 8:30 right here. Yeah, unemployment claims. Yep, spot on. Tomorrow at 8:30, expect heavy volatility. That number is going to come in, and I'll be there in the trading group giving you guys it. I'm at my desk at 8:30 every morning. I'm there by 6:45, but I'll be there. I'll be there. All right. And if that's lower than expected, we could get a dump. If it's better than expected, then it'll kind of set the mood. So stay tuned for that. 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. All right. And watch your Forex. That's a red folder day for sure. Bitcoin's dumping, then it's pumping too then, right? At 67,760, you guys. I'm more long than I am short. I've said it before. I've gave you the setup. I showed you the stop loss. There's nothing else I can do. Let me show you the screen one last time. So unemployment right here. The claims 241, 258. When that comes in, I'll be giving it to you at 8:30 Thursday. Bitcoin at 67,820 now. And this might be it right here. This might be it right here. This could be it. What do you mean when I say that? Like, this could be the breakout right now, and then we don't look back this time. We're going to finally break 67.8, and then we're not going to look back. I'll tell you that right now. The 1 hour had all that time to dump, and it reset. The 2 hour looks good. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm pretty sure I'll be posting a gain in the trading group probably in an hour from now. All right. I'm going to go rest my eyes. I'm going to sit in a lounge chair and literally take in the sun for 15 minutes and meditate on what a great stream we had, and thank God for everything he's given me. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. This has been one of the greatest live streams I've ever had. Today has been amazing. I'm living in gratitude every single moment of my life and reminding myself that I used to work for someone else. I never had my own job, my own company. I didn't have beautiful people working with me. Shout out to Master Friend in the house. God bless you, Master Friend. Everyone, if you want to jump on into Master Friend's awesome strategies and learn more, it's on my website, but there's a QR code there. He helps people they do their, they get funded with the evaluations. He's like a pro at helping people do that. He knows when you should trade and how to game the system. Super awesome. And he teaches you even more. Stay blessed, everybody. I love you all. Thank you so much for being with me and kicking it with the lifer. I'll see you all tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. And just my attitude is gratitude, and I have nothing else to say. Blessings on blessings, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. And I'll be in the trading group throughout the day. Stay blessed. I love you.